A Silent Trust, Chapter 1. Your current mission, or rather, your current position, is in the air ducts of the rich, and I mean stinking filthy overloaded drug lord himself, Rich's office. For being a drug lord of the whole city's underground operation, he should really have better security. You guess he never figured anyone would come through the vents. Plus, the fact that he kills every person who dares cross him. Yeah, that probably makes him feel so sure of himself. Your mission is to get evidence that he's involved in all his drug dealing and suspicious murders that somehow have no DNA evidence on the scenes. You're supposed to record or take some documents and, get out alive. That shouldn't be too hard. Patience. You definitely have to have patience while working on this job. I mean, seriously, you've been sitting all scrunched up here in the air vent for hours. Luckily, training helps, or you would have gone crazy a long time ago. Okay, check that you've already gone crazy, but you still have your sanity to keep in check, most of the time. It had been at least another hour before you finally heard the door click. You slowed your breathing and became completely still. The door opened and the lights came on. A figure walked in, then a man sat at the desk while turning on the small lamp. The sun had long since set. From the windows behind him, the man produced a key on a chain from his neck. He unlocked the top drawer and pulled out a file. Before he shut it, you caught a glimpse of the many more files just like the one he had in his hand. From your position, you couldn't see the writing, but you had a pretty good idea of what they were. As he sat and shuffled through the papers, scribbling stuff here and there, you continued to control your breathing and stay completely still. After just a few minutes, he put everything back into the folder and back into the drawer. You tried to focus your sight in the dim lighting on the lock for the drawer. It looked simple enough. The man stood and, after relocking the drawer, left the room. You waited until you couldn't hear any more footsteps. Then you counted to 60. 60 seconds went by and no sound. You carefully undid the screws, holding the vent in place. You slipped into the room and over the desk, pulling out your lock-picking kit. It was easy enough to open, laying the files out open on the desk. You snapped a few pictures with your mini camera. Apparently, you should have waited a bit longer before you started taking pictures for evidence. You were guessing the small flash is what gave you away. The door burst open. 2 buff men, each holding a kanta, came running at you. Oh shit. I'll see you guys later. You spun around and punched the window behind you. All the glass shattered as it fell. The trees quickly clouded your vision. This is gonna hurt. And it did. You didn't get your feet under you in time. Your back hit the ground with a solid thud. The wind knocked out of you, though you didn't get time to catch your breath because a paper bomb landed right next to your head. The little paper lit up. Oh shit. It exploded, sending you back a few yards, straight into a clump of bushes. You spit out the blood in your mouth and hunkered down. Most people would be suspected to run. All you had to do was stay put and they wouldn't find you. Probably. You made a clone and stumbled off in a direction, leaving a small trail of blood behind you. Sure enough, the same men that burst into the room came running into the clearing. They searched around, finding the blood drip from your clone, leading them away from you. But for some reason, they still came over to the section of the bushes you were hiding in. One of them started to push away the brush beside you when 8 trigrams air palm. The 2 bodyguards were blasted with wind, leaving your sight, although you heard the tumbles across the ground. Long, brown hair and grayish cloth walked past where you were sitting. You knew who it was, and you weren't exactly happy about him being here. Hello everyone, I've been gone for a while, which I kind of tend to do. If you've been with me for a while, you'll know that I have a habit of doing stuff like that. Somebody asked for a Neji story, and I think like I said that I was gonna write one. Things happened, and then I found like this one, and it's like the most put together one I could find. So yeah, stay tuned for chapter 2, which I'll hopefully post tomorrow. Have an amazing morning, have an amazing afternoon, have an amazing night, whenever you are, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. 8 trigger. Can't do Neji.